Hey people, Linker here with a temporary setup for 3 important updates you need to know about AFKArena and me. The strategies changed, the endgame changed, even I changed. So in this video, we're going to talk 3 major updates. We're going to talk about 3 tips and placements for you to be ahead of your game and know what's going on. First, the new introductions. We have Peggy, Raku, Moral, and Prince of Persia. All of these, I've been keeping in touch with you. I've been posting these predictions over the community tab and the limited closed invite Discord server. So for those of you that want to get in touch and have more content, we'll have more details on that shortly. But I'll just make it concise here. What can you expect from these new heroes? If you've been following these, you know they're super accurate. I won't scroll all the way down to the Peggy and Raku one. But what we've been saying about them, let's talk about them one by one. We said Peggy will be clunky and low mid-tier. That was on point. While some people managed to use her with Gwyneth, we're in a funny situation where Lightbearers are clearly the worst faction. Those who have been around for a while know this wasn't always the case. They actually used to border on the best, but right now Rowan is their only saving grace, obviously, and the take on Peggy was easy to make. Most content creators also made it too. When my prediction was really awesome was Raku. So while you're reading these, I'll just scroll down a little bit. I'll tell you that in Raku what we said is that he is going to be mid-high tier and the signature item will make or break him. That's exactly what we're talking about. That's what you're here to watch. The signature item made him good. So now he's making the top 5 wielder list, and for another hot take for the future, just a prediction, he might even be the wielder carry of choice once Aaron becomes entirely support oriented in these Lucretia sets. Obviously not the case right now, obviously not how things are, but he's on the high end of things. Of course that's not the situation, but it's something we'll have to wait and see. As for Mora, I said over here she's going to be an underwhelming sell as hypo, but above average nonetheless, kind of on the higher end of things. Seems accurate. I'll have to wait for more testing. In Prince, he's going to be Ezio's brother who just does CC instead of executions. You'll continue to side carry and dodge tanks, still on the higher end of things. As we know, most dimensionals are curved up simply for their synergies and where they are currently in the meta. He's going to be no exception for that, and he's going to find himself above the average. Not by much though. I don't think we're talking about the top 10 hero here. You'll see where it solidifies in just a second. So that's the first quick update I wanted to cover. Next up, we should talk about endgame strategy changes. There's a lot of videos I posted. Look, a lot has changed in the last few months and we need to update them, but I'll just make this concise so you'll want to pay attention about what exactly are the key changes to pay attention to when you update your knowledge from these videos in the meta that used to be into what we have right now. So the third campaign nerf meta solidified. There's new introductions, new resources, and dimensionals are being less frequent. This is relevant for resource management as well as sellers hypos in the store. There's a lot going on. I don't want to make this video into 2 hours of meta shift, so I'll just refer to each of my resources and the biggest changes there are to make. As for the tree guide, you won't see it over here, but the meta is now focusing on one branch. This is because the base stats are impactful even at level 400 and past it, especially when we're talking about min power settings and new min power settings, something that changed over time. You want to still hit the celerity and sustenance benchmarks, but you can start at a very low fortitude and sorcery levels for that. To keep it concise, there's more variety now. So we're going for 77 sustenance or celerity or even past that. Just after you get 25 fortitude and sorcery is decent for campaign and especially PvP. As for the tier list, we'll need a format update on those. But for now, I'll just tell you the brief of it. Grezel goes up, Queen goes up slightly, you know the drill. You'll want to be keeping to watch this video if you want to know the updates before anyone else, because they're still going. More on that shortly. I digress. Gazing guide. We talk about the priority of the gazing heroes. We also talk the base. This one is really relevant. The stargazing versus 4 faction debate with AMD. Love the guy. Online Mortis goes up like we predicted. There's some account specific changes that can also be applied. You know, Zoroth is now at the store. You can get him through coins. People are overvaluing that option though, because you got to consider the amount of time it takes if you decide to go for it. So there's some wiggle room. You got to do it on account per account basis, but keep that in mind. And lastly, we have a quick update about me. So About a Breeze drama, I could have acted better. As a content creator, I'm responsible for making the community better, and my intentions were in the right place here, but that's not the example I want to give. So I'm saying that publicly, especially for people who don't know the wider image that I really don't want to get into in this video. That's why I edited the title and eventually unlisted these videos and try to get in touch with the guy for a serious talk. I wanted to make it really unthreatening. I unpublicized all the videos, just went in to talk to him. Let's just say he wasn't interested, so not much else I can do. So that's where that story ends right now. About Lillith, I think they're a great company. For some perspective on this, many mobile games only have biannual updates. They only have 2 updates every year. So yeah, I did have that rant, but I need to update you people. I still think the input from the global community is not taken as seriously as it can be. And I also think that Lillith can do much more when they're taking their critical suggestions from their players. I think there's a lot more room for a lot more listening. Nonetheless, they stopped taking feedback in the content creator channel. So I talked about that a little bit here, but I stopped engaging publicly on this topic. And there's a reason for that. That's because there's nothing for us to gain here. So I don't want to pass feedback if we're not being listened to. And I also don't think stirring up the community about this can be any good. So I'm taking this opportunity to ask you, yes you, if you're DMing a certain Lillith employee about this mistake, please stop. There's nothing to be achieved there. Just stop it. You know, you're my community. Let's be strategic about this. Let's put our effort where they matter. Artie's account. Lillith, please do something about Artie's account. You have to care about your content creators. You can just leave them out and not let them restore your account when somebody hacked to them. For this game's future, we gotta get them back their account, which brings me forward to my next topic, the future. The game's future needs content creator, and my future is on the line. First of all, we have the most advanced strategy Discord in this game. Look, you want to be in there, but it's closed invite. If you want to get great content and advice from me and others, try to sneak in as it's closed invite right now, which is part of why it's so good. I will post a link in the community page, as you can see over here, for subscribers. So definitely subscribe to catch these in time. So if you want that, definitely subscribe and check it out. Next up, of course, there's many other content creators out there. Shout out to Vulcan, who's still going strong, and my videos are still up for you to get the general gist of it. But for me, I'm still feeling a little bit burnt out. I might come back to AFKArena for some tier list update or some more content, but I'll only do that if I feel like it's fun for me, because that way it'll be good for you as well. I've been trying some other games like Lord of Heroes, you can see over here. I even made small guides and helped modding the sub. Definitely join it, link below if you're interested in that, to make it better, because I think that game is cool. Nonetheless, I'm not going to be making any videos for it yet. But if you want to try out a cool game with me and my guys, check out the link below. Join the Discord to just have a talk about this game, about anything. And I will be watching over the AFK community from the sidelines like I always do. Even over Reddit, helping smaller content creators get acknowledged there as they deserve, I think, is the biggest calling I have. But for now, thank you so much for checking this video. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think below. I'll talk to all of you as usual. But for now, I've been Linker. Peace.